moving from city, or I guess suburbs, to the country. You know, our dogs, whew, they something else. We used to have like 7 dogs, and my son had 3 of them with him. One of them was my daughter's, 2 of them were my daughter's, and my son had 1 dog. And then my daughter moved out, and my son had 3 dogs, and my wife had 4 dogs. And the dogs, they would stay outside all day, and then they'd come in and do what they had to do outside. So we moved to the country. Well, we don't want this different place we live to be like the old place, with the dogs thinking it was their dog pen or their dog house. So we moved them outside, and we gave them, like a little tent and 2 dog houses inside a tent with bedding. But the dogs were bored, so they dug out. So 2 of the dogs ran off, and we got them back. And then we found out there's coyotes running around. And then one of the same dogs ran away, and a little dog. But the bigger dog, they were still little. Like one of them's about 8-10 pounds, and the other was about 16 pounds. So they ran off in the country. And the little dog, he's real friendly, but he pees on everything. So he's cute, so they kind of gets away with it. So they called us and told them they had him, and my wife went and got him, but we never got the other dog, and we had her chipped and everything. So, they had these, like, I guess, rabies clinics or little clinics they give, and they give the distemper, rabies shot, and something else, and sometimes you can get other things, and it's cheaper than going to a vet or even the SPCA. So, but you had to wait till they do them certain time at certain gas stations, and you just show up, and you can get all your dogs, all the medicine they need, and we got to do ours in October. That's a cheap way to keep them from getting, the fleas from the squirrels and mosquitoes from heartworms. You had to get pills for that. But in the country, you don't have to worry about people as much, but you got to worry about other animals. Like there's coyotes, deer, rabbits, big old eagles, and vultures and owls. So everything can affect your dog. Other dogs in heat. And, they've been doing pretty good. We had an older dog. The older dog died. And then we had a dog run away. So that left us with 5 dogs. And then my son had 2 dogs. So we had 3 dogs, out in the little pen. And then the girl dog, when she ran away, is just 3 boy dogs out there. And then my wife had her little dog because it's potty trained in the house. So the dogs started fighting because the mama dog would keep them separated. So then we bought kennels, and I had 3 kennels hooked together, so it was like a big kennel. But if you fed them good food, they would fight. The little dog and the other dog would fight, and then the other dog would jump in. And the little dog looked like his coat had like little nicks all over it. And I said, well, this ain't good. So then we bought another kennel, and we had one a little bit longer, like 20 by 10, and then we had 2 10 by 10s, and that's worked out pretty good. We had the dog houses, and then I've had trouble getting my storm doors fixed, and they fall off, and then I had a kind of shade tree mechanic come over, and so he didn't fix it. So we've had trouble with that. So the door that's on here, the door they gave us when we bought the house, and then expensive door I had. So we got 3 doors out over the dog houses now, and they're all in an individual pen. And the dogs get up on the doors. I guess it's cooler, but they're pretty good. But then yesterday, we had an incident that, the neighbor, she had a dog that wandered on her yard, and it ended up having puppies from the neighborhood dogs. So now she had 9 or 10 puppies plus that dog, and they're all in the house. And you can imagine all them dogs had to take care of. Well, her husband let them out. So they come down to our property, and my wife told me while I was at work, so we have a dog that thinks he's big and bad, so he ran out, and the little puppy just looked at him like, "What do you want?" So these dogs are like Great Danes, so the puppies are huge, and our little dog is like a little Dachshund. So the neighbor had 2 pit bulls. Well, somehow all that running around, and then I thought it was just the pit bull maybe getting excited because those dogs were running all over the country. But one of the little puppies got took out, and he said he took out his dog, but I don't know. He might have just hit it in the house. But he has 2 pit bulls that are very aggressive. So all that excitement's going on. We usually don't have any excitement except a rainstorm, or a deer or something. It's usually not crazy out in the country. Well, today, my son's out in the yard just kind of doing his own thing, and he let one of the dogs out that's in the pen. Well, before you know it, couldn't find it anywhere. So then my wife and the son go in the woods, call one of the neighbors. Another neighbor comes home, he's seen it, so everybody, those 2 neighbors kind of got together helping us, so maybe that'll cure some of the badness from what happened to their dogs. And we finally got it. My wife found it. My son was punishing it, and I was like, well, he don't know. So probably what happened yesterday, there's a dog in heat, and that big dog got out, and he just happened to run across the puppy, because when a dog's in heat, they don't think right, and they can smell it a long way away. So the dog doesn't usually run off. So now we're going to have to put a fence up for dogs. And I'm trying to figure out, I told my son, I said, well, you're going to have to pay half because it's going to benefit you and your dog. Because he thinks his dog's a person. So if something happened to his dog, it wouldn't be good. So, but we're going to have to put a future fence up to protect our dogs in the country. And we thought we'd have freedom, but you're never free. There's always some threat about to happen. I feel like we're on the show Yellowstone, except it doesn't have all the drama with all the craziness going on, but it's enough drama for me. I'd rather be retired and not deal with animal drama. I just wanted to share, how to protect your dogs. I guess a fence, even in the country. Then you got to maintain it and cut the weeds, so my son can do that. And a cool fact, my daughter, when we first come over here in 2020, about October, I had kind of a new lawnmower that I bought probably April or May of 2020. And I hadn't used it much because, we was moving, so I didn't worry about cutting the grass because they were going to demolish everything anyway. So, just cut a little bit just so we could walk around. But my daughter hit a rock or cement block or something, and it didn't work. So the gas probably was old or something, and I drained all the gas out, and I said, I'll get around to it. Well, I hadn't thought about it because my wife said if I bought a riding lawnmower, she'd cut the grass. So I said, okay. So she's been doing that, and I had a little weed eater that's batteries, and my son come over here and trim a little bit, so we kept all the grass down. But then they said, man, we wish we had a lawnmower. So I had 2 lawnmowers, and then I got one from, people throw away stuff at the dump. So I got one, and I couldn't do anything with it, so I pushed it kind of down there where I have an opening, where it used to be a circle driveway, but so it's kind of there now. The woods are reclaiming that lawnmower. So I had another lawnmower, and I said, well, I'll switch the blade. I figured, well, maybe the blade's too tight, and that's why it won't start. It wouldn't start before. But I drained all the gas, and the gas has been out of it about a year and a half. And it's just been sitting there. And I've been ignoring it. Not thinking about anything. So they demanding, hey, we need a gas-powered weed eater or something. And this will help, protect the animals too. So it's sort of on the same subject with the way, my mind works. So I went and got some of that non-ethanol gas and poured in it, about probably that deep, and it started up. And I was like, man, I thought this mower was bad, so I'm glad I kept it. So now I have a lawnmower, a push mower, but my big mower, I got to change the oil. I got to get a cotter pin, and I took a picture of the air filter. Right now, that's all I think I need, and maybe a battery. But she cut grass probably Saturday, I think, and the battery still crunked the mower up today. So maybe I can make it a little bit more with that battery. But eventually, I'll probably have to get one. And everything on the lawnmower is expensive. Like the little air filter, I was looking up something, and it's like $21. And one little site, I found the cotter pin for like $2 something, but with shipping, probably more than that. Batteries like $40 to $50. So I mean, everything costs a ton of money. It's like a little car, or they call it a tractor. But I just want to talk about, we've had so much drama this weekend with the dogs, So how to protect your dogs in the country? Feed them, water them, try to play with them, give them their shots, and put a fence up so they don't run off. Keep them warm, have a little dog house, and so they stay warm in the winter, and and they'll live as long as they don't run off and run away. But thank you for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers, and on this journey. And don't forget, subscribe, like, share. You never know. Talk at you later.